Protagonist seat. It's after class. There's only 3 students here. We do bad in school, so they keep us here after.
We're the bad boys, and we got detention.
They're the bad boys. I'm just the kid that has a lot of trouble with like his math homework, so they have me stay in there in the same room with them, and I just like, yeah, I'm tough. I don't care about school. Yeah.
I'm a bad boy. I got my Jotaro school jacket on with the chain poked through the top. I got my torn hat.
Fingernails painted.
I'm saying yada yada does it all
No,
the time.
Jotaro doesn't have painted fingernails.
He does not. He does have a spiritual person that can punch things very well, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tyler hasn't watched JoJo though.
No.
Tyler hasn't watched JoJo, so he doesn't know.
Probably no one else who's listening to this episode has either. Because this is not about JoJo. This is about My Hero Academia.
The most popular show.
Actually,
Ever.
now it's the second most popular, because I found out recently Kimetsu no Yaiba has just increased in sales and gone past it.
The second half is pretty good.
And Demon Slayer's the new hot shit.
It starts off pretty generic, but then it just kind of it picks up in the second half. But you got to make it there first.
And I'm not into it.
But anyway, this episode of My Hero was pretty freaking dope this week, dudes.
I disagree. I think it was okay.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I understand why you liked it. Because it was good characters all in one room.
I like the guy who looks like Lucio, but with locks for earrings. I like Bubble Girl trying way too hard to read whatever informational pamphlet she was given.
I did like Centipede's voice. I expected him to have like a lot deeper of a voice, and that's just, hey, this is Centipede. It's really high. His voice modifier is really high.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what a centipede would sound like. That's what centipedes do sound like. I don't know how many of you guys have talked to your local neighborhood centipedes, but it's what they sound like.
I was just proud of everyone not giggling when he was talking to them. Like, how do you take anything serious? But I guess that's the world they live in. They're just so accepting.
Yeah, that would be racism.
I imagine they get weird shit like that all the time. It's normalized in their society.
I think a few episodes back I was saying how I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot this world is like everyone has like, you know, the quirk completely transforms them. You have bird people, you have cement people.
Imagine just going to school with a shark man just sitting in the desk a few seats over.
Now, would the shark man be a bully?
I mean, I feel like that's a stereotype that he would probably try to break away from, but you never know.
That, or he's just so out of his element that he's like all sick and he's like, don't hurt me.
Oh, what if shit like that happened? What if you had a kid that was a shark, but it needed water? Like it just couldn't breathe air through lungs like regular people.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, that would be tragic.
What we learn in this episode is essentially things that we already knew last week. It's just them telling the other heroes about the quirk killer bullets.
Everyone gets together and discusses the plan, basically, and what they're going to do. We also learn that they have a theory about where the bullets come from, which is real fucked up. Basically, Overhaul's his quirk is to deconstruct and reconstruct things. So when he blew that dude's torso up, he deconstructed him. That's fun.
They believe that he's using his daughter, that he's using her to make the bullets by deconstructing her and reconstructing her, because they said they found human DNA inside the bullets.
But
Can
you
have
mean
consent.
daughter like quotations, right?
Yeah, quotations. It's a
Yeah.
theory they have. 'Cause he
Eri.
looks pretty. Although he's got that voice actor that does a lot of older dudes.
He does, but he's not voicing an older dude this time, though.
Yeah.
Unless he is, and he's a Trojan older dude.
A Trojan older dude. Is that where he's just baby faced?
Yeah. Actually, it's the Trojan horse. It is a giant hollowed out wooden stand-in of a man named Steve wearing khaki cargo shorts, flip-flops, and a polo.
Wearing khakis. Make sure you put your khakis in your khakis.
Do not region lock us, please.
Yeah,
But
nothing really besides that really happens this episode. We get the them kind of explaining the plan. Sir Night-Eye, we find a little bit more about how his quirk works.
he needs 24 hours of rest in between uses.
Yeah, so we can only do it one person, because they're like, hey, how about you just use it on each of us? And he's like, no, because what if I see you got like that the person I use it on is going to die?
And then Lucio with lock earrings is like, well, why don't we just avoid that then? And he's like, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah, it's not avoidable.
He seems like he has a very frustrating power to explain to people,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
but he does it anyway.
Like, you can't change the future.
Going back to the thing, did you already say Erie's blood is used?
That's the theory, yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
theory, and there's one more thing. Dang.
There's a lot of discussion about like where they stand in the gang hierarchy and how they're distributing drugs and why. And basically the prevailing theory is like they're getting it out there to either coax us into action so that they can get the upper hand on us, or they're doing it to try and bolster their forces.
And I
Or
remember
both.
what I was gonna say. It's only temporary. You get your powers back. It's not permanent.
Yeah,
Correct.
but the fear is, what if they get a version of it that's good enough where it can completely erase quirks?
Yeah, because the way it works is it damages the quirk DNA. So if that doesn't repair itself, then you are SOL, friend. You are now quirkless.
You are screwed. The next thing that happens too is that obviously Deku is really upset because he feels,
And Mirio.
yeah, and Mirio, they both feel like it's their fault, that they should have done something at the time, even though Sir Night-Eye says he takes full responsibility for it and he told them not to act irrationally.
We get this scene where basically they're describing how it went down, and you see that both of these dudes are basically they are of the same mindset. Both Mirio and Deku are like, man, we fucked this up. We gotta save her now. We screwed it up. He's turning her into anti-quirk bullets. We gotta go.
Yeah, all the heroes too, like Fat Gum, get really upset and decide like, we should go save this girl right now. But Night-Eye is like, we can't. If we make any move that's too sudden, they're just gonna hide her better. So we have to make sure we're absolutely sure we know the right location.
We're not All Might.
Exactly.
And
We can't replace All Might.
Eraserhead talks to them after, and he says, yeah, I was going to tell you guys that your work study was suspended and that we weren't going to have you do it, but I have a feeling if I tell you not to go, you're going to go anyway. So we might as well just make this legit.
That's kind of a flaccid way to
Yeah.
describe the scene.
It is a really nice scene where he like tells Deku that he wants him to regain his trust back, but he knows that if he gives him this sort of really difficult position of not trying to basically save the girl he failed to save, that he's going to go out and do it anyway. So he tells him
He's
that
gonna do it right.
yeah, and he gives him a
You-
little punch on the chest.
Yeah, you get out there, Midoriya, and you do it right. And it's cool, and it's very touching.
He's a great guy.
Eraserhead is a great guy.
He doesn't even kill the bad guys. He just turns their quirk off, punches them in the face.
Most of the heroes don't kill bad guys. That's kind
Yeah,
of
that
the
is
whole
generally
hero
how it
thing.
works.
What about the cowboy dude? He just fucking pops you right in the kneecap and then right in the eye right after.
I don't think he kills
Cowboy
you.
dude?
He's he looks like he's straight out of like Star Wars. He's like
He's one
half
of the
robot, half
soldiers.
cowboy.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know his name, but I'm sure it'd be called like, what's
Yeah,
the move in Red Dead?
He
Deadeye?
Deadeye. I feel like that'd be his name.
He doesn't kill people. None of them kill people.
But if any of them could.
Also, most of the villains.
Bakugo.
Most of the villains in this world seem to be pretty shit. So like, you wouldn't have to really.
Yeah, you just
It's
get a
only the-
couple that
like-
have like a busted quirk.
Before the League of Villains, they were just a bunch of like just random quirk users that just like, I'm gonna go on a rampage.
Rampage!
I want to see the electric guy. I forget his name, but I want to see him like level up in his quirk.
Oh, the guy who turns stupid if he uses his power too much?
Yeah.
Get ready, because
Yeah.
at the point I stopped reading the manga, and he didn't really get any focus yet.
I do like him.
Yeah,
I
he
like
reminds
everyone
me
in
of
the class,
Yosuke
really.
from Persona.
It's because he dresses like him.
Yeah.
He does.
Same with red-haired hard man. He kind of reminds me. They're kind of the same character, but I mean that's an insult. But like, I see them as like they're the perfect duo.
Yeah,
Even though the red guy sticks closer to like Bakugo.
Yeah,
not anymore. The Red Riot rolling on his own.
yeah. Bakugo is actually left behind big time. Like he's just all angry.
We're not gonna see a lot of him and Todoroki this season.
Turns out being a shit puts you behind. Who'da thunk it?
Yeah. But yeah, it was a fine episode. It was just, establishing what they're going to do going forward.
I liked it because I like watching the planning sequences. I like watching people plan things because basically they have a wide range of potential hideouts that they narrowed it down to. Well, narrowed in the loosest possible.
Basically, the
Form.
map shows the entire country of Japan. Like,
Yeah,
all over the place.
they're somewhere in here.
Oh yeah, didn't they reveal too they had like a excuse me, a network of superheroes online that you could like be like, hey,
Yeah,
Yeah,
African,
apparently superheroes have their own
Rhino Man.
Facebook.
yeah. It's basically Hero Facebook.
Yeah,
And they get a whole bunch of local heroes to basically scout out their own regions. So, like, you guys know this place the best. Anything that sticks out odd, you would see it. And that's smart.
Yeah.
I like when characters are smart.
Night Eye, pretty much his entire thing. He's a smart planning guy.
And
I
he
don't see
can-
him as much as an action guy.
He can see into the future.
He doesn't even have a costume. He just wears a suit.
Yeah, I like that.
is All Might American?
I think he has a very Japanese name, so
I believe he's Japanese, but he went to he went overseas to America for a while.
Yeah.
and
To be
then
the
came
Superman.
back a reverse weeaboo.
Yeah.
United States of Smash.
Never underestimate the United States of Smash, dude. That shit is on point.
But I
I'm
think
still
that's
pretty
really all that
surprised he
happened.
said New Hampshire kick.
Yeah, I thought that was great because we live there, and I was like, hey, Japanese people don't know where that is, but I do.
The state they know best is Ohio.
Oh, get out of here, Vito! You're fired, dude.
See you later. You can close the episode.
Um, so we'll keep talking for another 45 minutes. Um, actually, something kind of interesting. Overseas in newspapers and stuff, they know that no one really fucking knows and where any of the towns in New Hampshire are, even if they know somehow where New Hampshire is. So anyone from the New England area is basically like, this person's from Boston, United States.
I mean, that's just easier to tell people that aren't from the area. It's like, where are you from? Like 45 minutes from Boston.
It is, but it amuses me because I got some family friends over in Sweden.
And instead of Boston, you know what's another American city? New York.
New York is nice.
We were
We
there.
were there,
Yeah,
and
last week.
we saw some cool premieres.
We did. We saw some cool shit, and we talked about it.
We did
We even
on a very
recorded it.
special episode.
And if you want to know about new things that we saw in New York that you could only see in New York, you should watch that episode.
Even if you were Japanese, you couldn't see these things. We got these premieres before they did.
Yeah. But then they wouldn't understand us. So
I mean, you never know. Someone
French
might.
do.
The French do.
The French are the only ones that
Bonjour.
get us.
Is weird. The French are the only ones that get us.
Sometimes
But
I feel like
regardless,
you just don't get me, Mom. You know who just gets me? The French.
the sovereign nation of France.
But yeah, if you are French and you like us, you can find us on Deezer. If you're not French, you can find us on Google Play, on the iTunes Store,
And Spotify.
Yep, and Spotify. So we're on all those. But this, After Class, is only available here on YouTube. So subscribe for that.
And if you would like to continue watching our content on YouTube, obviously subscribe to our channel. We have our entire backlog of our regular podcast, the Protagonist seat, up there, and we will continue posting new episodes there as well. And it would be a great help if you did like the video to physically like the video. Click that little thumbs up button.
Yeah, we need guidance. We need to know if we're doing well or not.
I mean,
That's a great way to
I
help.
mostly just want it for the search engine.
Yeah, you know what? Just help us like skew the algorithm in our favor.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I will
watch our New York video.
It's pretty good. We have a couple premieres that we couldn't give like whole synopses for because NDA. But it's cool shit.
Yeah.
Check it out. Check out our regular podcast. We have a recent episode. I believe it just came out or is coming out today.
I just released it today.
There we go. That's another episode. We watch seasonal anime on our regular podcast.
There's so much content here all the time.
I know there really is like a lot of content that we put out.
Yeah,
you guys have a
in the future.
Friggin' feast.
We do a
Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving feast of anime.
Yeah, feast on this anime.
Also, if you would like updates on when we post stuff or just what's going on with the channel in general, we do have social media.
Twitter
Facebook and Twitter. Both of them.
At Protagonist.
Exactly. Easy to find. Just type that into whatever search bar
You guys are
you, like,
lucky
at
you
the-
got a good name.
Yeah,
It's almost like we did it on purpose.
yeah. Instead of just being like early YouTube or something where you're just like a cool like phrase or a word with like a bunch of letters and numbers after.
What if
Still,
we gave
Badass
ourselves
69XX.
what if
It
we
wasn't
gave
taken.
ourselves a real light novel name? Are you ready for anime podcasts? We hope so. Here is one for you now. Please enjoy.
But do I have time to watch? Question mark, exclamation point, question mark.
Do you have time to watch our podcast? We would appreciate it.
Are you What are you doing at the end of the world? Are you busy? Will you save us?
Will you watch our podcast?
Yo, I got that at New York and that was good shit. I'm so
Yeah,
glad I saw that.
I still need to borrow that. But anyway,
Yep, I
we've
am
rambled
Alex.
on. Alex just said his name.
Yep, I am Alex. That is Ian. That is Tyler.
Ian is now saying his name out loud.
Tyler says, "Hello, world. Hope to see you soon.
Now say
At the end
goodbye.
of the world. Will you save me?
Do you have time? Are
Do
you
you have
busy?
time?
Not-
Are you
not-
busy? Will you
not-
listen to
will
this
you save-
podcast?
Will the world save you?
Will the world save us?
They'll
Is it
save
busy?
if this video gets 100 likes, I will
Not-
cut my organs out.
Actually, that's incentive. Do it.
I'll cut out
Look-
what's
looks
something
we
that
gotta-
doesn't. I'll cut out something that doesn't kill me, but it'll definitely
Gallbladder.
hurt.
Sell your kidney and give the proceeds to us.
What's the thing that gets infected? And people that get it removed.
The appendix.
Yeah.
The gallbladder is also one of those.
We've gone on for too long. We need to stop. We'll see you next
Yep.
time.
Goodbye.
It'll be live streamed.